ATC Lasham are the largest independent provider of MRO services in the UK. We operate from 2 sites in southern England and we have 9 lines of maintenance, and we specialise in the heavy maintenance of Airbus and Boeing narrow-bodied aircraft. Well, the competitive advantages you need to establish in the minds of your customer are firstly technical competence, secondly price is always an issue, but thirdly and increasingly it's the actual time you take to do the maintenance on the aircraft. It's a very expensive asset and the airline wants it back in operation as soon as possible. The key business imperative for ATC Lasham was to take 2 fairly old legacy systems and replace them with a single business system. Replacing those 2 systems with a single system allowed us for the first time to actually have a very good grip on what was going on at both sites. The reason we ultimately went with Lawson was they could demonstrate some expertise and previous experience in our domain, which is very important. But beyond that, they also could demonstrate an awful lot of capability in other industries. We liked the technology, we knew that it would stay current, and that offered a great attraction to us because we were making a very long-term commitment and investment to this solution. From a functional perspective, we liked the way in which we could grow into the business. The things that we'd be doing on day one weren't necessarily where we hoped to be in 5 years' time. And we could see a roadmap whereby we could scale up our capabilities with the product over that period of time. The thing that attracted us to M3 was its strength and depth. We actually saw as an advantage that it had coverage in a number of other domains other than our own. The other thing that attracted us to Lawson was the implementation approach. We had a pretty good understanding of what we needed as customers to take us through this process, which was always going to be demanding. And Lawson were the ones who actually demonstrated an understanding not just of how they would put the system in, but also our needs. We were also very impressed by the consultants that we dealt with in pre-sales. They were able to demonstrate both general competence in the system, but also knowledge of our particular needs, and that gave us confidence in selecting Lawson. The 3 main characteristics that made us choose Lawson ultimately were their implementation approach, which we had confidence in, the strength and breadth of the product itself, but also the technology that underpins M3. Well, currently M3 runs our commercial business in our interaction with the customers. It runs our financials, our accounts, and operationally it's used to support our purchasing and stores and inventory planning operations. Well, the way in which we went about implementing M3, we had a joint project team. As always, ERP implementations, they throw up their unexpected problems, but the good thing was Lawson did persevere, both at a corporate level, but also more importantly at an individual level, and the individual consultants involved showed tremendous ownership of getting the implementation completed. We looked at the niche solutions, but we felt they were more tuned to the needs of an airline or an aircraft operator. Very broad, undoubtedly, but they didn't really have the depth that we need to both run our business and also make a profit at the end of the day. The other thing we strongly felt was around flexibility, the flexibility that comes with an ERP solution. Not just in what it gives you on day one, but the ability to grow into the more advanced features of that solution, knowing that the depth is there as and when you need it. The major benefits of adopting the M3 solution have been evident to us from both the internal and external perspectives. Internally, I think we've achieved beginnings of a cultural change, a major cultural change, in as much that the value of accurate data, consistent data, and how that flows through your business enables you to retain control. 2 years after implementation, we're now in a position to radically change the way in which ATC Lasham does business with its suppliers. Those changes will happen over the next 6 months and will generate major difference to our bottom line. At the moment, we're in the process of bringing on the control of tools and equipment into our system, and in the next month we will go live with an EDI capability, allowing us to trade electronically with our principal suppliers. We've also just signed up for the Lawson mobility solution, and we expect that to bring great advantages both to data accuracy and efficiency in our stores, whereby our stores personnel will be able to do their job on the move. That should be a significant advantage to our business. And in the medium term, we will of course go back and bring on the collection of man-hours, and that will become part of the M3 scope. And at that point, we will have replaced all of our legacy solutions. Well, I think there are a lot of learning points that we took out of this experience. Look at the supplier and understand what they can do, how they approach the problem, and how they'll stay with you through that process. To us, best practice is a moving thing. Best practice on day one was to keep the business going, obviously, as with any customer. But as we go through time, best practice evolves, and it will continue to evolve if we're to survive as a business. So we're looking 10, 15 years ahead and actually trying to anticipate what we'll need and move towards that. So hence, any solution that we took, and we're very pleased with the M3 solution, has to actually offer that capability. Yeah, different software vendors, we believe firmly, offer different things. There are some very, very good niche products out there, highly focused on the needs of their customer base. We wanted to look beyond that. Yes, that was important. Anybody that we did business with had to demonstrate competence. But we were also very keen to see what they could offer beyond the confines of airlines or MROs. And as I say, that was ultimately the most significant factor in our selection. They don't anticipate that this is one step change. They also see this growing over a number of years, and that's how they approach their relationships with you as a customer. They want to grow you, obviously they want to grow their solution, and if you get it right, you can match your development as an organisation with their capabilities, and it works very, very well.